Hi, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. um, Hello to everyone here. Carolyn. Nova, check your email. I checked and I watched it just before I come on. I didn't catch everything she said, but I did see it on Clutch Them Pearls Justin. He had shown that picture. And I believe he said he obtained it from Malehya's Facebook, maybe, that she had did up a collage of the kids, and that was one of the pictures, if I remember correctly. And so, yeah, so we will take a peek at that. So for any of you that haven't seen that yet, because she just put it out, I think like 45 minutes ago. And so she's talking about Lily has her pink sweater on and it has stars all over it. And so, like I said, the first time I saw that was on Justin's, I think. Oh, I get the days mixed up. So it was either yesterday or the day before. And, he kind of commented as well, like, is that the pink star, one of the pink stars that come off her sweater, maybe? So it would be interesting because I had the same thought, of course, as soon as he pulled that picture up right away. You're like, oh my gosh, look at the stars all over the sweater. You can't help but think that. And it'd be interesting to know if those stars are, how some things are stitched on, but some are, it's like a right on the sweater that wouldn't be able to come off. It would be interesting to know what type of sweater that is, how those stars are on there. And hi to everyone. Thanks for being here. What day is it today? I have no idea. Well, I'll tell you, I had to look. I always have to check the calendar daily now anyways, so it is Wednesday. There's certain things that'll tip me off to what day it is. So if I check my bank account and I see that there's money put in there, I typically will realize, oh, it's my husband's payday and he's sent me money to go towards bills and to pay the mortgage and stuff. Hi, Donna. Thanks for being here. So let's get right into it. I will show that video of Daphne's too. So but what we'll do is go over this stuff first, and then when we're done, we'll show that video because it is interesting. And she goes through she tries to find where the bridge is that they speak of, and she plays that in the video as well. The radio calls that most of us have all heard. And yeah, so the coordinates are being spoke of on there, and she thinks she's located the proper bridge that they're speaking of. I don't think there's many wooden bridges out that way, to be honest with you. So if she found one, she's probably likely right. But who knows? There could be one or two more bridges out there. Yeah, so the first thing I want to go over first, and for a certain reason, is what Belinda spoke of last night. And not only Belinda, but Kent as well, that they've both been spoken to by Rcmp about some complaints. And I want to play that first because I think, it's good as a reminder that we do have to watch what we're saying, right? Everything is speculation, in our opinions, and allegedly. And, I've said it and I'll say it again. We don't ever want to accuse somebody of unaliving the children. We don't know anything of that. We just know the things that the Rcmp has told us, what Daniel has told us. We can confirm Daniel's being untruthful with certain things for some reason. Malehya speaks of that as well, and we're going to go over that. And if If you look at the reward posting, it looks like the Rcmp believes they were wearing their sleep clothes. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it does sound like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Um, and yeah, so we have to watch what we're saying, because we don't know. We have no idea. We have no idea. We just know things do not look right. Things do not look right, especially with Daniel. Um, being untruthful, because that just doesn't make sense. And the things that he stated, as far as, that's not Lily's blanket. And then, well, yeah, it is Lily's blanket. And I lied because I don't want you to think I did something to the kids. And, if they find sweaters with the kids, Malehya put them there with them. It wasn't me. Like, just very strange things, inconsistencies in his stories. Um, and we know that's fact because we have all the information that he's put out there to compare back and forth and go, well, he said this here, but now he's saying this here. I mean, in one interview, he would state that the door was closed, or that they didn't hear the door. But then in another interview, it said that he did hear the door open and close, which I always thought was just an anomaly. It was an error. It was never corrected, though. I would go back to see, because typically with an error, they'll go back and make a correction, and there was never any correction made. And then once we found out what Daniel was like with flip-flopping with what he says, then I realized, oh, he probably did say that. So, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. Mama Angie, hi. Yeah, we're gonna well, how come that won't go up, Joy? I don't know. Oh, no. Did I freeze? Can you guys hear me? So I'm clicking on the show comments and it won't work. Can you guys hear me okay? Hi, guys. My computer froze again. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not going to have issues again today. Everything was fine there for a while since my son did some work on it. Um, Anyways, I don't know what all you heard, but I was just saying that we really do need to be careful what we're saying. Allegedly, in my opinion, speculation, and to be careful to not outright accuse somebody of harming the children. We do know that things seem very off because of Daniel's being untruthful. Just very bizarre behavior there about, lying about the blanket not being Lily's, and then saying the reason why he lied was because he didn't want Rcmp to think he harmed the children or did anything to the children. The stuff he's saying about the sweaters, if they found sweaters with the kids, that was Malehya that put them there, it wasn't him. Um, just very strange things. So, I mean, we do know that's fact because we can compare everything, all the notes, and know that those things are not true. Can you guys hear me now? I hope so. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. Yes, yes. All right, let's get over to this. I want to play this about what Belinda's saying about the RCMP complaints, and not only regarding her, it was Kent. If you go to It's a Criming Shame, and he's a Pictonian here from where I'm from. I am from Pictou County, and we are talking about Lily and Jack Sullivan, who went missing on May 2nd, last seen May 1st. And have not been located yet. And so we are wanting to keep the case alive. We want to look for answers and truth, but we don't want to accuse anybody of. Sorry. If this if it happens again, give me a couple of minutes. I'm going to restart my computer and come back. I don't know why it's doing that again, because after my son fixed it, everything was great. Ginger, we are not law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until found guilty. Exactly. And convicted in a court of law. Exactly. All we can do is discuss things that we see as, like I said, it's a fact that Daniel's telling one thing and then saying something different. Well, we can certainly discuss that, right? But we can't say it's because he did something nefarious. We can't say that because we don't know. Malehya is mad with everyone because she didn't receive help when she needed it. To have 3 kids in 6 years period is not easy on any woman's body. I am sure she is all drained out. Yeah. Sad life story. Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. 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 Definitely. It's okay. We're just talking amongst ourselves. Yeah, just lurking. Crazy Tan, you must be from here, are you? I'm joking. I just mean because of all the craziness going on. Let's get over to what we want to discuss here with Sunny. And like I said, if my computer, if it's StreamYard that's kicking me out. It keeps kicking me out. So if it does it again, I'm going to restart my computer and come back. So it'll probably take like 2 to 3 minutes. So just know I'm coming back. And if it does it again, then I'll just have to cancel till tomorrow and get my son to look at the computer.
And we'll get back to you in just a little bit. Kent's in the house down there. Sharon Parker. Hey, guys. All right, then. Okay, so Belinda's in the house. Belinda, she has a very busy day coming up ahead of her. So we're going to get right into it. So hi, Belinda, and hi, Charmaine.
Hi, Sunny. Hi, Charmaine. And hi, Lily and Jack's voices, because you guys are still Lily and Jack's voices.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyways, thank you for being here, Belinda. Belinda asked if she could come on the live today, and I'm, of course, on there. So, Belinda, I'm just going to let you start off with whatever you want to say.
Okay, well, the first thing really I'd like to start off with is the other night when I was on the live and then Malehya come in the back. to contact you. And to be honest, I got to let everybody know I did not have a problem with that. I know a lot of people were upset and a lot of people thought it was disrespecting me. I contacted you, Sonny, because when I started to see your show, because I wasn't getting any news on Jack and Lily, and your show, somebody wanted to post something. And I know you stated that, well, no, if you can't prove to me that it's real, I don't feel comfortable posting it. And that was the first time I heard anybody say that. So I had seen that you had sent me a friend request, and I figured I'd accept. And I still feel that way. I am glad that I joined your show.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you have everybody come on. I'm glad Daniel's come on and spoke. He might have told different stories to everybody, but it showed us Daniel. I'm glad Darren come out and spoke. It messed a whole lot of things up. And a lot of it was unbelievable, but it was still information that no one had considered.
Absolutely.
And yes, finally, Malehya comes out and speaks. And I too was waiting to hear from her. Now, I'm going to turn that focus in a minute, but I do want people to understand that you have a show to run, and I know you get into your rampages because that the frustration, I know we all feel. And I want to apologize for people when I break down. I do not mean to, just I am at an age now where I can't seem to control my emotions as much. But do not for one moment take it as a sign of weakness. For the tears I shed, trust me, there is a lion inside roaring. So I don't want anybody to think that you guys bring me to tears. This situation brings me to tears. And the frustration of listening to all the lies and the stories.
Yes, yes.
But yes, you guys have been with this story since the beginning. And I mean, that's more than what our own news people here in Nova Scotia can do. But now,
I was going to say, don't apologize for sharing your emotions.
Exactly.
Because none of us here can even come close to relating to what you're going through. So your emotions is what makes you so genuine. So don't ever apologize for that.
I have a hard time with that. I'm used to being a very strong person. So I struggle with that one.
Yeah, me too.
I know. But I mean, and I'm going to say too. So we all know what was going on behind the live. I let Belinda know, by the way, that.
Oh, yes. I forgot to say that yes, she did text me right in the beginning that Malehya was on the other line and she asked if I was okay with it. And I said, go for it.
Right. So all those people that are trying to throw shade, know your facts before you open your mouths and make these videos. But anyway, it is what it is. I personally don't care. It just shows the true colors of those creators and people and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, again, right? Who didn't want to hear from Malehya? Raise your hand. Who didn't want to? Right? So
right.
It was one of those things that, right, Belinda, I wasn't expecting it at all. You know, like the whole fundraiser thing was going on and I was getting message, and next thing I know, I'm being told Malehya's messaging me. And then I let you know that, hey, I'm talking to Malehya right now. And these people that are shit, the thing that gets me, I'm going to say on all this, okay? I was going to say this one thing here, is that these people that keep doing these creators, especially, or these people even in chat are watching right now, they want to hear from Malehya. They want to hear from Malehya. That's all they keep saying. They want to hear from Malehya. So here Malehya is talking to me, and then creators are shitting on me because I'm sitting here talking Malay and not paying enough attention to you guys, even though they had no clue that I had met that Belinda already knew. So for those people, I want to say, suck it, to be honest with you. Just stop being cruel and mean.
Okay, but right. Stop being mean, but I do appreciate the concern for my welfare.
Absolutely.
I very much appreciate it. But no, like I said, I am a strong person. I might have my moments, but
you are.
I mean, it's fight through. It's fight through until we get the answers we need.
Right. And this is a hard one because this is about Jack and Lily. These are her grandbabies. So the emotion that comes out, obviously, it's, you know, like I said, it's just natural, organic emotion coming out. You can't help it. You're thinking about the case and you're thinking about the situation. Of course, it's going to happen. But Belinda, I've always said this myself, and I'll let you finish speaking here, but you have always been a strong warrior since all of this. And you have been the voice for Jack and Lily. In fact, you have always been there from the start, like I said, with this. And no one's ever going to take that away from me, from you, that you have been the voice for Jack and Lily out of anybody in the family, anyone. So thank you.
Really, you can slightly thank Daniel for that one.
Well, Daniel too, I suppose.
Yeah, because every time I went for updates on what was going on and what was happening, because Malehya wasn't keeping in touch, the police weren't keeping in touch, all I seen was Daniel's face, and the words are embedded in my brain of, I am the only one standing for these children. I am the only one who cares. And I cried for the first couple weeks. And then I thought, well, what are you doing? You want to start putting yourself out there and letting people know that. No, he is not the only one. I thought Malehya would have come out, but she didn't.
No.
But yeah, so I thank Daniel for that, because he got my ass in gear to step up and.
Well, anyway, I was gonna say that's very true. You know, because again, you know, right, enough of in a sense. I think that was the same way you felt at the search. He acted like he was the only one searching.
Right. Right. That I was there the second day, and I gave up when Malehya left, because that told me volumes. Her leaving told me volumes. So, and it still does. I haven't changed my opinion there.
Well, I was gonna say, because I know that you wanted to say stuff, so just say what you need.
Yesterday morning, my day started out with where I had left messages concerning the fundraiser, and Malehya and Lana speaking, and what was going on there, that what my concerns were, and how I found out that it was Malehya speaking. They finally got back to me yesterday morning. Now, sadly, it's not great news that there's really not a whole lot to report from the crime unit, because they have no suspects whatsoever. They have no evidence as of yet. And they're just as bewildered as everybody else on what happened to these two kids. And I stated, I don't know how you guys can say that. There was only 3 people there with these 2 kids. I said, you must be able to lay charges. There was only 3 people there. There was nobody else, just those 3. And possibly 4, because Justin, I still don't know. And he stated, well, you need evidence. And we don't have any at this time. We are still searching and trying to find the answers. Now, I do know a lot of their forensics has not come back yet for the testing. So fingers and everything crossed that here's hoping, but I think this case kind of went cold the very first day when they didn't close off the trailer and everybody was traipsing in and out. That I think it was a mess up from the start. Now I wanna go back to Malehya and Cheryl. Yesterday afternoon, early afternoon, I get a call from an Rcmp officer, and he states that a complaint was lodged against me. And it was lodged against me by Malehya for defamation of character and harassment. So I asked him what he was talking about. And he said, well, you're making claims that she's guilty of doing away with her kids. He said, and well, she's had to block you from the harassment. I said, first off, Malehya blocked me on Facebook months ago. So I said, I had no contact with Malehya. So he said, well, how were you reaching her? I said, I wasn't reaching her. I said, I have been on a YouTube channel and I stated it's a Crimimg shame.
So I just want to pause there for a second. As my thoughts are coming to me, I want to say them because I'll forget them. But I don't ever recall Belinda, myself, ever saying that she thought Malehya had ever harmed the children. So as far as what I've heard her say on It's a Crimimg Shame, and yeah, and on her interview on CBC and stuff, I've myself have never ever heard her say that. So now where that's coming from, I don't know. I'm well, I'll get into more after this plays, but I just want to put that out there that myself have never ever heard her make those claims.
I said, and there's a couple of chat groups on Facebook that I am onto, and I voice my opinion. I said, I've never called her a K. I've never stated she's unalived anybody. I have strictly stated that there are 3 people there, her, Daniel, and Janie. In my eyes, they are all suspects. And until the police can prove otherwise, they are all suspects. He said, well, just watch with anything you're saying because she could take you to civil court if you're not careful. And it's like, well, she can take me to civil court. I really don't mind because I've spoken very highly of this girl. But I don't know more. Just so everybody knows, I do not know more. What did she say about Daniel on your show the other night? Something about she gets to see his true colors?
Yes. You talking about in those messages?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Well, those messages showed me her true colors, and the phone call really nailed it. Then in the afternoon, I get another phone call from an Rcmp officer from a different detachment, and Malehya's friend, Cheryl, put in a complaint for harassment. Now, that one, I actually was bewildered because I've never spoken with Cheryl that I know of. Her name was mentioned once when I stated about Malehya wanting to put a trust fund in Cheryl's name from the GoFundMe and the fundraiser thing. And that's the only time Cheryl's name has been brought up. So that police officer was very open. She wanted to know who I was, what my relationship was. And I filled her in on everything I'd found out, like with the fundraiser and Malehya contacting and having communications with Lana, and how Lana was hoping to find the children, that she believes the children are alive. And Malehya wanted money put into Cheryl's name for when the children are returned. And at the end, she stated, well, you're the grandmother. You have every right to ask questions. I said, right? I do. So that's where that stands. So yeah, I'd have to say that the girl I thought was the perfect mother to my grandchildren, I don't know what happened to that girl, because the girl that I see now, she is not the same one. That she's accused me of attacking her character, and in my eyes, this girl has no character.
Well, I mean, I didn't know that there was 2 phone calls
Yes.
on this, and
And
This
I
isn't-
told the last one that I still say there are 3 suspects on that property.
well, there are though. But
Right.
that's not even an understatement. It's true.
Well,
like there
okay,
are 3.
it's true to all of us. It's true to anybody that has any common sense. But the crime unit has stated they have no suspects at this time.
Okay, I guess technically, if you want it right, but there's 3 people on the property. Regardless, the 2 children went missing under Malehya's and Daniel's watch. That's the bottom line of it. Like that, still, whether I guess right. So regardless, the children were underneath the care of Malehya and Daniel, and they went. Like, there's no 2 bones about it. They went missing underneath their watch.
Mhm. And to hear Cheryl attack me and say something about where was I in their lives and looking for a 15-minute of fame.
Yeah, I did see that post.
Yeah. Well, I just saw that post this afternoon on my way home, and I caught part of it on Dolly's live. He had put it up, and thank God he chastised the woman too for saying what was said. That because it's Malehya herself had stated that she couldn't see her friends because Daniel made her make a decision between them or him. She told me she couldn't see me because of Daniel. I couldn't know where they lived because of Daniel. She puts all the blame on Daniel, and it seems to continue. She doesn't seem to take ownership of nothing anymore.
Well, okay. Whoops. Sorry. Go ahead, Belinda.
I don't think she's the meek, sweet girl that I knew back when. That I think that is very sneaky and very conniving. That nobody should have a problem with her not speaking for 3 months and then coming out during this fundraiser thing. She didn't come out and make a statement of saying how she appreciates everybody looking for her kids. She spoke in private and wanted it kept secret. She did state to Lana that she appreciates what she's doing for all the support, and she fully stands by the fundraiser. And she hopes it continues, and she will be there. And the moment it was put out of what she stated, well, then all of a sudden, Lana was totally attacked on her actually turning around and stating, I think it was Cheryl, in my opinion, I think it was Cheryl, stating that the whole thing was a scam and Lana was a grifter, and it's like, wow, now these are the colors I see.
Okay, so excuse me. Yeah, so 2 things there. So Belinda's speaking about how and just a reminder there, so you see what Ginger's saying, please use "in my opinion" and "allegedly" in your comments. We gather facts and respectfully hypothesize, collaborate, and speculate on true crime cases. And especially now where Rcmp is receiving complaints. I mean, we should never do that anyways, but because it wasn't just Belinda, it was also Kent, who has nothing to do with this case other than he's trying to, keep the case alive. He's helping with the poster, driving the poster around about the missing children in the parade. And he speculates and things like that. But anyways, he also was spoken to as well. So, and he's from here, from Pictou County, and he appears on It's a Criming Shame. So we just have to always be careful of what we're saying, and we shouldn't be outright accusing anybody of harming the children. Because we don't know that. We don't know. We can talk about things that seem very off and very strange, especially on Daniel's part, things that he had said and being untruthful and so on. But yeah. So, yeah, can't get a message to. Yeah. Was it a message he got, Angie? Or did Rcmp talk with him as well? I don't follow the chat a whole lot because I'm usually in bedtime and then I end up falling asleep, but he may have elaborated on that in chat. But yeah. Yeah. So we have to be careful. We have to be careful what we're saying. Now the other part of that was that, oh, hi, Daphne. And Ruby's Shadow. Ruby Shadow. Hi to everybody new coming in. Daphne's case file. So Daphne is another creator who is doing some work on the Jack and Lily case. And we're going to play your video at the end of this, Daphne. The one you put out today about the sweater with the star. So yeah, so and the other part of that is where she's speaking about the Rcmp, stating what they told her. Now, I'm really hoping that's because they can't share information regarding the case. And I agree, Ginger, where you said persons of interest, because they do use that term first before they move into calling someone a suspect. And I have to apologize because I did use the word suspect in one of my videos, and afterwards I realized I should have said persons of interest, the ones that were on the property that day. And I mean, that would only make sense, right? But I'm hoping that the Rcmp just can't tell her what she wants to hear or needs to hear, and that they do know more than what they're telling Belinda. I mean, I'm really hoping. Now let's go back to the Malehya and Belinda thing. Honestly, I'll tell you, I've learned a long time ago to not get involved in family dynamics. And again, it goes back to me being a nurse. And when you're dealing with people who are dying and you're dealing with the family members, I've seen the worst of people in that way. And one thing you have to do as a nurse is not get involved in that, because what it ends up doing is taking away from that client's care that you're trying to care for, because that can't be the focus, the family dynamics, and this one's fighting with this one and this one's suing that one and whatever, right? And it always happens. It always happens, as sure as it does in these cases. And I mean, something like this, Hi guys, sorry again. Oh man, I hate having issues like this. Um, so I don't know what all you guys heard there, but what I was saying was, I said with the RCMP, hopefully what they're telling Belinda is because they can't tell her anything. Um, because I would hope that um, that things are, that they do have a person of interest, that the case is moving somewhere. Um, yes, crazy town. I went poof. Um, and hi to everyone new that came in. And I am having technical issues today. That was the third time, but this time I restarted my computer, so hopefully it won't shut down on me again. Yeah, so I was just saying that um, hopefully that's the case, that they can't tell her anything, and that there is more that they know than they're allowing us to know. So remember, they did say there's one person on, um, I believe they said on the mother's side or the blood relative, that they are communicating with. So it's just that one person, right? So, um, and the other thing I was saying is just having worked in palliative and have, dealt with death, that I have seen the worst of people when it comes to things like that. And I mean, this is a totally different thing because this is two little kids and there's no answers. It's not as though we know these children are not alive and they've been put to rest. And, so Malehya doesn't have those answers. Belinda doesn't have those answers. And I can tell you in times like this, and I've seen it over and over and over, where the dynamics, family dynamics, you kind of get to see the bad side of it. And I've learned a long time ago to just not get in the middle of it. It tends to usually work itself out. It's due to emotions being very high. It's due to people being in the process of stages of grieving. And it's a good thing to not pick sides or get involved in it. They will work it out. They will work it out. I've seen this over and over and over, dealing with people who are dying, and it's not uncommon at all. And what happens is, if you can't learn to stay out of it, as a nurse, it will take over the care of the client, because then that becomes the focus, right? You can't allow people to pull you into their family dynamics, because now you're wrapped up in that and you're not focused on where you should be focused. And that would be the same for this case, right? Or any case that, we cover. So myself, I'm going to stay away from all that. They will work that out. As a nurse, I can see where it's all coming from. I've dealt with it over and over before. And we just have to let them work it out and figure their emotions out and so on. But as I said, I can attest that I've never, ever, ever heard Belinda say that she ever thought that Malehya harmed the children. I can attest to that I've never, ever heard her say that. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to touch on, I wanted to touch on go over Malehya's texts again, but I'll let you guys decide. Do you want to go to Daphne's video and take a peek at that? She just put it out. Well, it's probably about an hour, well, a couple hours ago now, I guess. I've been crashing here. Or do you want to go over Malehya's texts again? I know you's I guess some of you probably haven't seen them yet. Hi, Charmaine. Thanks for being here. And Daphne is here. Thanks, Daphne. And I will put everyone's and I will mention everyone to It's a Criming Shame and Daphne's case files in the description of my video. Yeah, I think everyone knew Heather. I don't think I said hi to you yet. Everyone that come in that I didn't get to say hi to yet. Joe, are you blocked? Well, if you're blocked, we wouldn't be able to see you right now. No, my computer went down. So you probably said something way back before I was able to get back on. Yeah. So sorry about that. Okay, so you guys decide. Actually, I'll decide. Let's go over to Daphne's case file since this is new information. Allegedly, no parent on either side has bothered to get a group to search. Yeah. Okay, so just give me a second here to look up Daphne again because I had to shut everything down. If one of the mods can put her information, we already put It's a Criming Shame in there. If we can put Daphne's information in there as well, it's Daphne's case files. Actually, I'm on there right now. I'll just copy and paste. So that's Daphne's case files, and I just put her link in there. And I usually watch Daphne's videos every day myself. I'm already subbed.
Hey internet friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be going over the missing children, Jack and Lily Sullivan. It is going on 3 months and we still have no clue of where these 2 children could be. Now, I have been going over the maps of dispatch and trying to find the coordinates of this bridge. This wooden bridge that they were speaking about where they found this metallic star. Why am I doing this? Because in one of these photos that I'm about to show you, Lily is wearing a pink sweater jacket that has metallic stars. Okay, before we get into all the details, please make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. That way you're always notified when I update. Stay tuned. Now, this picture here, it's not the clearest picture, but I tried my best on making it look the best I could. It is from the little collage that Malehya just updated on her Facebook a few days ago. If you look here at Lily's pink sweater jacket, it has little metallic stars all.
Yeah, like, excuse me, when you look at it, sometimes when you're looking at it, it just looks like little dots. But when you can pull that up bigger, it actually is stars because there's one big one right by her upper part of her elbow, upper arm, and you can see it's a star.
Over it. Could this be one of the metallic stars that the dispatch officer found at the wooden bridge. Now, I've been looking all over for this wooden bridge. I believe it just to be like a little tiny crossover footbridge, and it's obviously not named on Google Maps. The closest wooden bridge I could find is called Crockett Bridge, but it is out of the perimeter of where they were looking for Jack and Lily. So I'm still going to show you pictures of this Crockett Bridge. It could be, but when I put in the coordinates to this bridge, it doesn't match. So the coordinates of this area start with 4, 5. Now the coordinates that were given for this metallic sticker start with 0, 5, 1. Okay, I'm going to let you listen to that dispatch and let me know what you think.
The other team that the dog was indicating on over. As far as I know, there was nobody up there besides that team when they're on the south side. And they remember seeing your headlights too, so they seen you guys. Did any of the kids have was on their clothing or packed over? Repeat that again. Do you know if any of the kids had like stickers on their backpack? We found a little tiny star sticker.
That's what I was wondering too, Daphne. I wonder if they're stitched on and can come off, or if they're those ones, it's, like it's ironed right onto it, you know. It'd be interesting, but I think we can all put our kids' heads together and do some searches for a pink sweater with stars and see if we can find that sweater. You never know, right?
It's over here by a bridge over. Stand by. That's someone could answer. Stickers with strawberry. You said you found star? Yeah, it's like a holographic little star over. So what team is it? Task 121. Roger. Okay, copy that. I don't have the other one exactly where you are. We're not picking up hardly anything. Okay, let's try again then. Okay, we are 0, 5, 1, 4, 8, 6, 8, 5, 0, 3, 0, 8, 5. Over. That's a perfect copy that time. 0, 5, 1.
Hopewell. It's called Hopewell. Yeah.
4, 8, 6, 8, 5, 0, 3, 0, 8, 5. Again, the second line, 5, 0, 3, 0, 8, 1, 5. Okay, the last one was 5, 0, 3, 0, 8, 1, 5. Okay, copy that now. We are on a wooden bridge. Over. It's right there to your right or to your left, right?
So those coordinates that were given is 0, 5, 1, 4, 8, 6, 8, 5, 0, 3, 0, 8, 5. Now I listened several times to this, and that's what I could make out of those coordinates given. Now this here that I'm showing you, it looks like it could be a little bridge, but it's not named or anything. I'm following the path within the perimeter of where these searchers were looking for Jack and Lily. So if you could see where it says the river of Pictou, and it's off the Concord Road that connects into the Matheson Road and then the Lansdowne Station Road into Garlock Road. Now, they found the blanket, remember, on Lansdowne Road. So the star wasn't found too far away. Now, there were other searchers searching on the opposite side of the river. Their coordinates are 45.430.383.817.849. Now, I've looked at that area, and it's just like it is on the opposite side of the river, but there's really nothing there. There's like a down tree over in that area that maybe someone could made into a bridge. Now, the photo here that I'm showing you is of the Crockett Bridge, which is out of the perimeter, and the coordinates completely do not match for this bridge, but it's a wooden bridge. So maybe they were searching there. I don't know. What do you guys think? I want to hear your comments below. You make sure you comment on this, because I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say. Now, following this river and what they have found, now remember that they were searching the one lady's home in her area that had the trail cams that they collected. There were 7 trail cams, and they wanted to see who came and went from that area before Jack and Lily went missing. I believe it started on April 28th. I'm going to show you that right now. So right here, it states that the major crime unit has been involved since the day after the disappearance, okay? So this would have been May 3rd. Then Melissa Scott, she's the one with the trail cameras. She lives in Glengarry Station near the children's home, which is about 5 miles. Okay, if you look here on the maps, it kind of shows you where the children lived and then close to where she lives. They wanted that footage from April 27th to May 3rd. Now, around in this area by closer to where she lives is where they found that metallic star, in my opinion. What do you guys think about that? Could this metallic star be related to Jack and Lily? Could somebody had taken those 2 little ones and they stopped in this area by this wooden bridge, perhaps, and one of the stars fell off of Lily's jacket? I don't know, but I don't believe in coincidences, guys. There's no coincidences. There's only patterns, and those patterns, when there's more things going on here, it points to foul play, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think? I want to hear from you. Make sure you comment below. Thank you for watching.
Hi, Missy. Thanks for being here. Chris, thanks for being here. So that is Daphne's case file, guys. I will click on her link again. So she has a ton of videos out with certain little things she's been picking up on. I watch her videos every day. This was especially a really good one, in my opinion. And I know it's right here. Where did it go? So check out her channel. Check out her videos. Go back and watch. Go back and watch her other videos as well. There it is. Yeah, she does awesome work. And okay, so that's interesting, Daphne. So there's another bridge out there as well. Interesting. And yeah, I thought the same thing. Like, do those stars come off? Like, are they stitched on? And like you said, sometimes those, even if they're not stitched on and they're on there like ironed on or whatever, sometimes after time, after being washed and washed, they do eventually start to fall off. Very interesting. It'd be interesting to know. Yeah, Joe, you asked the question about the LOL. It's the blanket it's the blanket that's an LOL blanket. So thanks to Daphne. Yes, definitely. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I have you in my list too, because I list all the other people that I watch that are working on the keeping this case alive, and I'm pretty sure I have you in my list. I'll have to check and make sure. Daphne. Yeah. All right, let's pop over. Do anybody else have any other thoughts on that? It is interesting, isn't it? Oh, Daphne, yeah, you said the pink shirt and the blue shirt. Yeah, I remember that too. And when they talked about that on the radio, when they said that and it was apparently a lady that was out for a walk, I think it said, or maybe a lady and her husband or something like that, and they came across them. But then on the radio, they said they didn't think it had anything to do with it because they had looked so old and weathered. So not sure if that's the same shirts that you're speaking of as well. So hopefully I didn't freeze again and you guys can hear me. I'm so scared I'm going to freeze up again because I'm not seeing any comments. So we'll go over to It's a Criming Shame and take a look at, oh yeah, there's the comments. Okay. You guys can still hear me. Yeah, no problem. I enjoy your videos. The clothing description kept changing over and over. I know. I wonder if she had this sweater on. Yeah. Yeah, it kept changing and changing. And then in the end, Daniel said, they're not allowed to tell us what they had on. Imagine kids missing and you're not allowed to know what the description of what they were wearing. Yeah, exactly. They got the Canine, I believe, on those. Yeah. Aw, thank you. I tend to put people to sleep. I do. I tend to put people to sleep. But I'd rather have a voice that puts people to sleep than somebody else's voice. You know who I mean. Sorry, I'm being bad. Yeah. At Nova, and apparently Lily's top and jacket were on top of the vehicle in the driveway. Yes. Did he say they were on top? I thought he said in the back window. But yes, they were linked to the vehicle there somehow. Yeah, definitely. Charmaine, were you affected by the tsunami? Oh, yeah. They called it off here in Canada for Open BC. Yeah. Does anyone know if the police had search dogs in the trailer? Now, early on, I do remember hearing one time that the dog was taken through the trailer. Now, whether that was Daniel's or Janie's or both, I don't know. Or just outside, not saying kids were inside asking for another reason. Yeah, so I do remember hearing that once, and I can't remember if it came from Daniel or where that came from. So whether that's so or not, I don't know. Out in Alberta, Canadian Canine Search Corps. They search for minimal cost. Oh, wow. They have dogs trained in cadaver. Cool. It's too bad they're so darn expensive, eh? Like, wow. Oh. Daniel said no for sniffer dog, I think, for sniffer dog. Yeah, maybe. But here's the thing. I did some research and I did a video on it, and you'll know by the title that it's about the canines. And the RCMP officer speaking in the video I had put up specifically said all of our dogs are trained on human remains identification. and then he talks about cadaver dogs as well. And there was like a new thing they were doing, and there was 4 provinces picked. Nova Scotia was one of them, where they were training dogs in human remains identification, and it's something that they're going to always continue to do moving forward. And that was in 2016-17. And there's a couple other articles that I had read as well that I didn't pull up in those videos that also were the RCMP talking about the dogs, and that, like Doc, who is a very well trained over years cadaver dog, like he can smell through cement for old remains. So if it's a long-term missing persons, he can find those remains. He's trained in that. Like it's like a kind of like better training that Doc has, and Doc would be retired now, I imagine, but somebody's took his place, I'm sure. And he was the first of their cadaver dogs in Canada, and he was from Nova Scotia. Yeah, so if you watch those, he explains it, and he says all their dogs are trained in human remains identification. And yeah, that the cadaver just has more of a special training there. So it's kind of neat. Like Doc could actually smell remains in concrete. So unless they found concrete and thought the kids were in there, or they're extremely old remains, they probably wouldn't call for a cadaver dog, right? Like the as highly trained as Doc. I'm just using him in his example because he's probably retired now, but yeah. Yeah, so again, guys, just a reminder regarding what Belinda was saying there, and what Kent was saying as well, that be sure to use in our opinions, allegedly, speculation, and we should not ever outright accuse somebody of red rumming or harming, right, their children, or any of these cases, whatever it may be. Yeah, it's amazing when they are trained for specific jobs. These dogs can catch a scent over a year old. It really is. And the RCMP only use shepherds, and they're all in-house breeded. Like they only breed their own shepherds, and then they're trained right from young. And then, like I said, they started this new program where they were training all their dogs to do the human remains ident. So, which is pretty neat. We know they have more than we know, or we need to believe they do. Yeah, exactly, Charmaine. And I mean, I'm hopeful that that's why they told Belinda that, they can't. They told Belinda what they told Belinda, and that's because they can't tell her anything else but that. Yeah. So, okay, let's go over, because it's getting later here, and take a peek at go over what Malehya said, because there's a couple of things I have questions on there. One thing that stands out to me, and from being here, that I don't understand and doesn't kind of make sense to me. And then just a couple other comments. It's a criming shame. Oh, and guys, tonight, on It's a Criming Shame, Sunny is going to be playing all the tapes from Janie. So if you're up for it and you can tolerate it, you know, honestly, if you find it triggering, I do find her, and I'm not being funny, I find her triggering. I find her hard to listen to. So just play it in increments. You don't have to listen to it all at once, right? So the two biggest things actually that I want to touch on are that there's other stuff, but they're actually back to back. So being that it's getting later, let's touch on those two things first. And then if I'm able to get back on tomorrow, I do have company coming tomorrow, so it might be Friday. So maybe Friday I'll come back on and go over some other stuff that stuck out to me. But these are two of the two bigger ones that I kind of wanted to touch on. Um, so so you see that little blue circle there, that Sunny's showing on these maps that Malehya shared with her, the Google Maps, and it says Plymouth. And I'm just confused by this because she told Sunny that she went to have blood work done, and Plymouth, like Plymouth doesn't have a clinic there. That's not where the hospital is. That's like farm area. And I'm trying to understand because I thought I'd look at this map and see that she was over on East River Road by the hospital or the clinic that's across the street, or even Westville, because Westville has a clinic there, but I'm not getting the whole Plymouth thing. And the funny thing is, well, I guess I won't even go there because that'll just get everybody stuck on something. But so that's confusing me. So anybody else if you're in the chat and you're from here, does anybody know if we have a blood clinic over in Plymouth now? Because I'm confused on that. Like I can't picture where like that it's all farmland over there in Plymouth. So I'm confused on that, and I'm from here. Like I know Plymouth is just not too far from where I live. Like it would probably take me 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. Like I'm just stuck on that. So I don't know. Nova, is there a CPS office there? Nope. The CPS office is over right around where I live. Nope, there's nothing. It's not a central area to anything. There's a gas station there at the end of, as you come out of Plymouth, you're in kind of what we would call in town now. And there's a gas station like at the end of that road that you would come out of, but I'm just like, because I don't see on there where she went anywhere else. Like it's Garlic Road through Hopewell and then into Plymouth, and there's like a loop done there. But it's not, I don't see where it's showing like East River Road or the hospital, which would be on the left, because like you come off the end of where Plymouth is, and then the gas station's right there to your left-hand side. Then you can turn left into Stellarton, or you can continue straight into Glasgow. You turn into straight into Glasgow, you're on East River Road. The hospital is on the left-hand side. There's the clinics across the street. And the blood clinic is across the street. There's doctors' clinics. So I don't understand where she would have had blood work. I'm not saying she's lying. I'm just trying to like when you look at something and you're from the area and you expect to see hospital or the clinic and you're not seeing it, I'm going, what? Huh? Plymouth? Like, I don't understand. Yeah, that gas station would have video. That gas station's been robbed. So, yeah, the gas station would have video. Yeah, but they always said they were on video over at the Highland Square Mall. And not the Highland Square Mall isn't anywhere near any of this. Like, the Highland Square Mall is over, like, on the other side of New Glasgow. It's not over here. It's not where those maps are. Now it does say something there about Dollarama. I gotta go back. I gotta go over to the picture. Sorry. So I gotta go away from looking at you guys in the, it's Hopewell. Are they calling that New Hopewell Bridge? It's, Hopewell. No, the bridge wouldn't be there. No, it would be, like there's a bridge in. Is that the bridge where that star was found in Hopewell? I know what bridge that is. But that's not a wooden bridge. No, so that wouldn't be that bridge. Like there's no clinics around that area at all. I got to go over to the other thing and look at what I'm looking at here. Okay, so it says at so what May 1st, so Garlic Road, and then driving, and then Dollarama. Okay, so Dollarama, Westville Road, New Glasgow. So that is over by the Highland Square Mall. It's on the same road. Okay, so they were there. And then driving. There's something under Sunny's stamp that I can't read. I don't know what it says. Maybe. Something Westville Road. Okay. So they're still there on Westville Road. And then they go home. But I don't see where it says the clinic there anywhere, or that she went to have blood taken. Because none of those spots are where you would have blood taken. So I don't know. I'm a little confused on that one. But that's fine. I just don't understand that. Okay, so let's listen to what Sunny says here. Actually, we don't have to listen to that because so basically that is a time frame of May 1st, and we know about the video that the kids were seen out on May 1st. So we can assume that it was probably the Dollarama camera. And what Sunny's saying about she had to go get blood work done, I don't understand that part of it because there's no blood clinics around anywhere there. So we'll just skip ahead to the next one because that's the other one that I wanted to comment on, and we'll listen to Sunny.
More things, okay? And so I'm writing this big kind of thing saying, look, I've just gotten up. I have to get ready for work, and I've had time to read. Like I went back and I reread our entire messages because I needed to grasp it. On the live, it was hard to keep up with what all she was saying and certain things after I seen it afterwards, right? I was like, oh, okay. So, you know, I never want to seem cold-hearted if she says something and then I don't acknowledge that answer. But again, my head was kind of spinning with all the drama of the fundraiser, plus trying to run a live and trying to talk to Malehya. And to me, that was very important. Everyone's been waiting to talk to Malehya. Thank you, Malehya, for reaching out to me and talking. I appreciate that. And I hope everybody else, regardless, if they are upset at you or pissed off at you or anything, that when your timing was right, obviously it wasn't. Everyone, right? We want to judge so fast on what we expect people to do because that's what we would do. But people have been waiting for Malehya to come out and talk, so do appreciate that. And so I asked her, I said, if you don't mind, I'll put out a few questions to clear up or simply ask. I said, Darren said that what we had heard was a big argument on Thursday that continued until you got home and you got into a physical altercation. Is any of that true? Answer, no. Haley was on a live with Susan, said Daniel was in the bathroom doing drugs, and you told her Daniel has been doing drugs, math, 2 years. I have a niece on and off for 20 years. Addiction is hard. In that video, Wade said Daniel uses, sells, and makes math. Is this true? She said, yes, he is a drug addict. I found out he was doing drugs the night before I was going to be induced with Meadow. He was not making or selling that I know of. When I met him, I had no idea of his drug use. Okay. Is Daniel narcissistic? From your messages to Belinda, you don't seem happy. Was he, I said was her controlling because she answered that differently and I didn't understand. And I was like, oh, did I ask that wrong? Was her controlling and abusive to you? And that meant to say he. I was wondering why she had answered that way. I have lived this life and it seems he wanted to control you. Was this the way? And then she said, yes, Daniel is narcissistic and he's very controlling, unfortunately. No, Belinda did not control me. Sorry, Belinda. I wasn't supposed to say her. I was supposed to say he. She did know her son, Cody, was cheating on me with multiple women and never told me. Let's see here. Okay. Janie, did she like the children? She comes across like they were a thorn in her ass. She said she has 0 pictures. She said you barely spoke to her. Was her words a bunch of BS? She said, as far as she let on, she never had a problem with them. She did treat them a bit better than her grandchildren. I was baffled when she said she found them annoying. Yes, her words are BS. I would speak to her and give her sympathy when she would come over and talk about her medical issues and the Temu orders. Well, we heard about Temu. She would receive. I was not a mean person. Why did Janie not let police go in the camper? She says she was worried her dog would get out and bite someone. The police searched and about 3 times that I'm aware of. I said there's a lot of stuff out there to verify or quash. Hopefully, perhaps to understand that these are important questions. I'll check my messages when I can. Stay strong, Malehya. Answers will come for Jack and Lily. Your babies need answers. In this case, needs to get back on the right path. Okay. 16. I sent her the thumbnail. Daniel, yes, Daniel's very controlling, even to the point of what I wore. Kind of resonated with me because that's when I was with Dion. Again, I could be wearing a freaking 2 extra large and I was 120 pounds. And I still was being a slut of some sort, you know? Anyways, Malehya, I've been there, trust me. I was an abusive, controlling one for 12 years. Same clothes, blah, 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 blah. Same thing I said to you guys. Was he like this at all with you? I finally love myself enough to know I deserve better. Did he put his hands on you? So let's see here. Yes. Hold on.
I'm not sure where we were in the video. Can you hear now? If anybody can give me an idea of where we were and, yeah. Don't say that. If anybody can give me an idea of where we were in the video. What Sunny was saying. That's a cute picture. Can you guys still hear me? I'm trying to get Sunny back up. It's not gonna come back up, though. But can you guys hear me now? Okay. I feel like if I pull YouTube up again, it's gonna boot me out. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on here, why I don't have issues for the longest time, but then all of a sudden I do. And I just want this little bit to play, and then we're good.
Yes, I asked her if they called him Dad. She said yes. Thank you so much. Now hold on. I must be missing one. Was he? Oh, I said was her controlling, because she answered that differently and I didn't understand. And I was like, oh, did I ask that wrong? Was her controlling and abusive to you?
I just had to
That meant to
rewind
say
a little
he.
bit because
I
I
was
was
wondering why
kicked out.
she had answered that way. I have lived this life and it seems he wanted to control you. Was this the way? And then she said, yes, Daniel is narcissistic and he's very controlling, unfortunately. No, Belinda did not control me. Sorry, Belinda. I wasn't supposed to say her. I was supposed to say he. She did know her son, Cody, was cheating on me with multiple women and never told me. Let's see here. Okay. Janie, did she like the children? She comes across like they were a thorn in her ass. She said she has 0 pictures. She said you barely spoke to her. Was her words a bunch of BS? She said, as far as she let on, she never had a problem with them. She did treat them a bit better than her grandchildren. I was baffled when she said she found them annoying. Yes, her words are BS. I would speak to her and give her sympathy when she would come over and talk about her medical issues and the Timu orders. Well, we heard about Timu. She would receive. I was not. I was not a mean person. Why did Janie?
Hello, Dan McIsaac. This computer keeps kicking me out again. I've had to start over and over, and I don't know if it's the computer or if it's StreamYard, but you're gonna have to take a good look at it for me and try to fix her up for me. Dear son. Hurry up. Yeah, I can't hurry up when I keep getting kicked out. So maybe I need to buy that more memory card or something. So Scotia Leo, is that one of those what did you say? Crime stories. Is that one of those ones that has all that fake stuff on it though? So because some of those are the information they're putting out is not so at all, and I'm not sure if that's one of them, but I'll check it out. But and I guess I'll just decide if it's one of those channels that's full of bull caca. Yeah, because we just don't know. My computer's still acting up because as I try to click on other comments, it won't let me. I have to keep clicking and clicking. So I know this is going to go down again. So basically, the gist of what Sonny's saying, and when I come back on Friday after my good son takes a look at the computer, and that's my son right there up on the screen. Yeah, so I'll be back on Friday. He'll take a look at it for me. Probably tomorrow he's going to be over visiting. And but the gist of what Sonny's going over there with Malehya is that she's asking Malehya if Daniel was ever abusive towards her and the kids, controlling, things like that. And Malehya says that he would hold her down and take her phone from her and go over to It's a Crime and Shame and listen to this part, well, listen to all of it, but this part I found very important. This, the map thing kinda I questioned because I didn't understand where she would have been getting blood work done there. And the other thing is where she said about Sonny keeps saying to her, "We just want a timeline," and she keeps kinda, telling her that like it's important, the time, and she said, "Well, yeah, the police do too, but they can't figure one out either," and that kinda struck me, so I wanted to go over that part of it. Um because that just of course, it perked my ears up like, "Huh?" The police are saying the same thing, that they're confused about it, the timeline too. And then this part of it where she's speaking about, Daniel holding her down, taking the phone. He had pushed her up against a wall. He was throwing stuff at the kids. Um, but it seems to me in all of that, that Malehya is very naive to the fact that